Say have fun in your podcast. Say I love you.
Hello, welcome to the Nicaraguan podcast. I am your host, 30 Pieces of Silver. The KC Stork is unfortunately not able to join us today. This was just going to be an episode about myself and kind of give you a little bit more insight onto my background. There's a couple of things that I want to address. There's a couple of things that I want to get off my chest. 10/8 was October 8th was my birthday. I just turned 35. There was a couple of things that I wanted to do and say, just to keep it 100 with everybody. And at the same time, me and the KC Stork, we always talk about like using our platform, our podcast as a way for men of color, people of color, to talk about sensitive subjects, emotional subjects, and also talk about mental health within our communities. And, you know, part of me coming on for this episode and discussing what the topics and the things that I want to mention on this episode, it just does that. It gives me an opportunity, an outlet where I could put it and record it and leave it for my friends, my family, anybody else that wants to listen to it and wants to get to know me a little bit more. It's not going to be all covered in one episode, but hopefully, like as we proceed with our podcasting, that you know, and I encourage the KC Store to do this as well from time to time. Kind of like let's peel back a little bit and let's kind of like let the audience into not necessarily our personal lives, but just kind of like our background. That way, when we say something or when we do something, people kind of feel comfortable with that, whether they want to or not. But again, you know, this is the Nicaraguan podcast. Normally I do this with someone else, or especially the KC Store. But this one I just decided to do it on my own. But originally I was going to do it on my own. But then I reached out to one of my oldest friends, Carlos, and he is my oldest friend. He always has been my oldest friend. Even to today, we just reconnected. We lost touch for a little bit, but we've always had that we were always connected, some way, some form. But just here recently, in the last couple of years, we've been able to reconnect, and actually, we've had several long conversations. And he was so gracious to come on and to record with me, so that we could peel back some of the layers of my upbringing. So without further ado, here's my boy, Carlos. What's up, Carlos?
What's going on, Franklin? Thanks for the introduction, brother.
That's what's up. I mean, I could always do better, but first is foremost, thank you for even agreeing to doing this. I know what I never want to do is I never want people to feel ambushed or anything like that. And I told you, like,
never that.
Like I want you. This is just a normal conversation between friends, brothers, and like
You're right, bro. You're absolutely right when you said that somehow, some way, we always stay connected. And for me, that was through your brother, bro. Like I just told you.
Yeah.
We stopped talking, but I felt like I never lost contact with you because I was chopping it up with your brother the whole fucking time. We never spoke, bro. The whole time.
Right.
And you always tell me, yo, he's over here, doing this. He got a son. I'm like, word.
Yeah, and I'm glad, and I think my brother did his best to kind of keep that connection alive between us, because just like I was telling you before, So October 8th came and I was good. October 8th, for those that don't know, is my birthday. I turned 35, and so and I was off and everything from work and everything. But so I had like a little plan, right, of like how the day was gonna go, what I was gonna do. It wasn't gonna do anything exciting or nothing like. It was just I was just gonna take it easy, relax, spend some time with my son, watch a couple of TV shows with him, and then go run us a couple errands, maybe buy him a couple of toys, this and that. But then I realized that I needed to take him to daycare, not because I didn't want him around me or didn't want to be with him. It's because part of me felt selfish in the sense that I was keeping him to myself for myself. And like, so I was like, okay, you've been with us since Friday. It's been raining this whole weekend. We've been cooped up in the house. You had little to no interaction with anybody else, of his age. And I know, like my son, he's really good about playing with himself, like playing by himself and being creative. And sometimes he'll ask us to play with him, and he's really creative, imaginative. Right. But at the same time, it's like I don't want to deprive him of the interaction that he had, because he enjoys going to daycare. He says he says he doesn't want to go, but when we go there, he's all happy, excited.
He got friends there?
Yeah, he got friends. So I was like, okay, well, and it broke my heart though, because I wanted to keep him, but I knew that was best for him. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so that that brought me back to come back to the house and did a couple errands, kind of cooked or whatever. And then I started realizing, like, I started doing just self reflection. I'm like, yo, like, I'm mad fortunate. I'm crazy fortunate. And who else to better have this conversation with my oldest friend, dog? Like my oldest friend, brother, dog. And I appreciate that you even when we were texting, I appreciate that you even like bothered to call back, even though you was at work. And because to me that felt like you genuinely cared, though.
For sure, bro.
And while there was nothing wrong or an emergency or anything that I needed, like your call when I got it, I was like, yo, like it just made me feel good, though. And I know that I say that I don't say that very much, and me and Winston talk about this. We don't say enough, dog, that we love each other, dog. Like, I love you. Like, there's something in our communities that we don't really say that outside of our family. That even sometimes we struggle saying that within amongst family members. So I make it a point to, whenever I remember, dog, like I genuinely love you, dog. And there's a
right back at you, bro.
There's a, and we'll get into this, but there's people, we put people on pedestals, and we hold them up to a certain standard, right? But I have people that I hold close to my heart, and it's not that I expect more from you. It's just because what you've done for me, my brothers, what your family, your mom, your pops, what they did for me. That's, bro. Like, I would never.
Damn, bro, you took that to the heart, bro.
Nah, but like,
we were just looking out for you, man. Like, why the hell not, bro? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, but like,
that shit was fun, having a roommate all those 2 years, whatever.
All right, yeah. So for those that don't, we're gonna just hop right into this. So the way me and Carlos our journey started together was, we went to the same middle school. We just hung around the separate groups. Not that we didn't like each other, none of that. It's just that's how it is. Like, people just have their cliques, their little groups, and they stay within the groups. But like, it wasn't that I didn't hate him or anything like that. That's just what it was. I like you mess around, you hang out with those people, and everybody has cliques. It's not nothing bad. But so we knew of each other in middle school, but when we got to high school, all
niggas stick together, bro. That's what it was. That I knew you from middle school because you were Nika, man. Somehow, I remember it came up, and I was like, "What? Nika's over here, man."
Yeah, so
And that's it,
there's
bro.
the connection. So Nica is basically short for Nicaragüenses or for people from Nicaragua.
Your listeners should know with the title, bro. Right?
Well, they should, but you know, we want to also kind of give that extra information. But
Sure.
anyway, so even in middle school, right? So I went against the grain on a lot of shit I mean, a lot of things when I was in middle school. So everybody, so we had Kinlock Park, West End, Robert King High, and Grapeland Park. So those were the four parks that were like in our area that were in the league together, and that all the sports, uh, we all played each other. Everybody kicked it and went to West End and Kinlock. Some people went to Robert King High, but I was closer to Grapeland Park, and I didn't, and it was easier for me to just go to Grapeland Park than it was to go to Kinlock Park, which is like even like it was a little bit closer, but I felt like it was for me. It was something that I wanted to go somewhere where I can make a name for myself and not be attached to any stigma, any reputation that was based off of school. You know what I'm saying? Not that it was bad. It's just that I wanted to I wanted to create my own path, my way. So everybody started kicking in the park, and I went to Grapeland. So that's how I met everybody else that you kicked it with. Because everybody that you kicked it with, most of them were into sports and they were playing basketball and shit like that. So fast forward to freshman year, we still didn't really kick it that much. We kind of say what's up. We
Summer
knew of
school,
each
bro.
other.
It was summer school. You
But
know that?
then it was summer school. Well, the summer school after our freshman year, me
Exactly, bro.
me and you had a class, and then I'll let you pick that up. Like, what do you from that? That's how I recall
I
it.
remember I came back to South Miami as a sophomore, right?
Well, it
And you
was
were the first motherfucker I saw in the hallway, bro, that I recognized. I'm like, look at my dog Frank. What's up, man? Boom. And then right there, we realized we had class. And it was on, bro. It was
yeah,
on. Literally, it was on.
yeah. I think it was like
Yes,
from
sir.
that point on, like we was inseparable, dog. Like,
No joke. You were the first person I seen in back when I went to South Miami.
yeah,
Now look at this, man. Look at my homie, bro.
yeah. And then from that point on, that we were basically, dog. We was like inseparable. That everybody was like, yo, yo, that's Frank.
Yeah, they knew
We're
it was. They knew
Carlos,
it was,
and then
bro.
they're like, Carlos, where's Frank at? You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And then slowly, we started kicking it. At that time we didn't have a car or nothing like that, so we all took the public transportation and shit. But see, like for what people don't realize, like I lived outside of the district, so I remember I lived
You
in
lived in another
Sweetwater.
town. You lived in Sweetwater.
Yeah, so my sister used to take me in the morning, and then in the afternoons I would get dropped off with you, and then I would just take the bus. Remember, I used to kick it with you,
Yeah,
and then
bro. Wow, I forgot about
I
that.
used to take the bus,
All the way back to Sweetwater.
yeah,
No, I
yeah,
forgot about that.
the school bus used to just drop us off at the stop. We kick it, we did something, we kicked it, you know what I'm saying, did whatever, and then like what 7 6 7 o'clock I would get on the bus to go back home. You know
I
what I'm
remember
saying?
that, bro.
And yeah, and so that went for the summer, and then we stayed friends. That's how our friendship really kind of began, though. Like,
So yeah, sophomore year and junior year passed, and your mom had to leave, right?
yeah,
Leave
no,
Florida.
yeah. So my mom, cause like the work at that time, the labor. My mom's not educated in the sense that she's not gonna get an office job, and she doesn't.
Damn, way to put her on blast.
But I'm just saying, it just she's not. So she's gonna do hard labor. She's gonna do factory work, go pick up, go pick fruits or vegetables and stuff. She's not. There's not very much that she was limited to what she could actually do. You know what I mean? And the work was not there for her. So people tune her into, hey, if you go up north, there's chicken plants that will hire you, especially if you're a resident or got a working permit, and they'll pay you decent. They'll pay you, And you
Was that
know,
the only offer that she got, Mississippi? I never know.
well, the way it was like, because I've always asked her that too. What it was is she didn't come here like she knew somebody from Miami from like when she first got to Miami, and they kind of ran into each other at like a store or some shit like that, and so they went up. They told her like, "Oh, I'm
And
just
they
here
put her on
visiting.
game, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just here visiting, but I live up there. I got, you know how like old Bobby's talking, old mommies, that like
Yeah,
tengo trabajo allá, tengo trabajo fijo,
yeah,
y
man. I can imagine.
tú sabes, el salario allá va más largo que aquí
Vida
abajo,
más
que
fácil, brother.
yeah, and it's like, the money is better over there because it goes, $15 goes a lot longer than $15 in the city. And
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? So it just started buying into it. And my mom was like, at that point that, she's never had she never had a man. So it was, one of those things. She's always raised us. So she's always looking for that better opportunity, next opportunity. And for her, that's what it was. But she went up there. Things went right for her. She thought she was just gonna go up there and it kind of take a while for her to get things going. But no, she just left like a Thanksgiving weekend. Took my brothers, went up there just to visit, but things kind of the ball got kind of rolling, and next thing you know, she already had a job. She already had like a little trailer where she could live, set up and everything. So it was just a matter of like moving up there and then kind of like picking up, and then once she had saved a little bit of money, then she could move to a better place, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what it was, Don. Like this whole time, then me and you, Mondi, Roger, Lewis,
Right.
and Coconut Chris, we were all kicking it, and the other Chris, Skinny Chris, like the one with all the pimples and shit in his face. But like we all
Got that
kicked
guy,
it.
the baseball player.
Yeah. What? Was he a baseball? Well, I guess he was a baseball player.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, so like we all kicked it and all that, but then, and at this time, I was going to you all right?
My boss, say it again, bro.
No, so like so then my mom comes back down. I'm thinking it's just gonna be at the end of the year, the school year, that we're gonna move. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
But she just said like, nah, we're here. We're gonna. I mean, she literally came
she
down with a
came back to
U-Haul
pick you
truck.
up.
Yeah, she came down with a U-Haul truck. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And my brothers, she had this, unenrolled us and packed us up. And what am I gonna do? Like, am I gonna say no? I'm not gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my mom's. Like, and then my sister was not living with us
Who came up
anymore.
with the idea, bro?
But well, we went up. I helped her drive to Mississippi, and we got up there, got situated. But my mom knew, like, because this was like that not Thanksgiving, but it was that break that we get in December for the New Year, for Christmas and New Year's and shit. So she knew that like I wasn't doing well, like I wasn't, she looked at my body language and everything. And I think she talked to your mom, dog.
Really?
Yeah, she talked to your mom. Well, she talked to Lisette first, and she didn't really feel comfortable, with sending me back. And I said, I mentioned that Carlos, this and that, like that's what I was doing, because I was like, basically I always just kick it with him, and I guess she talked to your mom, or she asked me to reach out to your mom, so that they could get in communication, and I don't know, to this day I still don't know how
I do. I do.
to
I
no
remember
no, but
I had to ask the old man. I asked the old man. I'm like, yo, I told him the situation. Look, his mom left to Mississippi for work. He doesn't want to leave the school year in the middle of the shit. Can he stay here? And they were like, of course, bro. Open
yeah.
arms, man.
And that's not an easy task, though. That's not something easy.
Bro,
I know
it's not like, why, bro? Why, man? Why do you see it that way?
because like because to ask, well, two things. Well, one is for my mom to let her oldest son stay like not be with her. Now that I'm a father.
She obviously thought highly of you for. She was like, I could leave him behind. I could leave him over there with him.
Right,
with them.
So yeah, so that's one thing that's a factor that played in. Like I never really gave her any trouble, and me, I never really got into any trouble. I never really did a lot of like bad or negative shit. You know what I'm saying? Stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then for another family to bring me in, to treat me as one of their own. Like, I mean, granted, I did, while I didn't pay rent or anything like that, but I still I made sure that I took care of myself. Like, I got me a job. I wasn't just a bum, you know what I'm saying, mooching and shit.
Yeah,
But I took care of mine, and you guys allowed me that opportunity, So I'm like forever grateful to you, your family, your pops,
For sure, bro.
And so then so now we're back over here to Miami. I continue my junior year, and the idea was to just do the junior year, but then somehow my mom allowed me and your parents allowed me to complete my senior year, and senior year was dope, bro. Senior year
sure.
we had a blast, bro. You remember we're playing dice.
Every day, bro.
We were playing
People
dice.
getting suspended. I remember the security guard used to pick people up like, yo, get out of here, man. Suspended a couple of my homeboys, bro. You remember?
Yeah,
remember Manny? They suspended them for playing dice, bro.
Yeah, and then remember, we're going to night school too, and at Coral Gables, and we were playing, and that's when we met Jit. We started kicking with Jit.
Was it, bro? What? That's when we were kicking it with Jit?
That's when we started kicking it with Jit, though.
How did Jit get in the picture? I don't even know, man.
Because
that wasn't my homeboy. I mean, whose homeboy was that, bro?
Like, we just knew of him. It was like Mandy.
Was it the bus? It was through Mandy, bro. It
had to have been through Mandy. It had to.
Yeah.
It had to. And then also we knew of him because when we used to kick it in West End, because he always was at West End playing ball.
Right.
So and everybody knows of each other. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how close everybody was. Mm-hmm. And then you remember Eddie. I talk to him or see him from time to time on social
I haven't
media.
Seen him in like 10 years, man. All these people, bro.
Yeah, he's got like 2 kids, and Mandy he was with Arelis, and I saw that he has 3 kids now.
He's still with Arelis?
Yeah, they married and everything happily though, and he got like I guess he has a trucking company now that he runs, Toes Logistics. So he's doing well for himself, man. The only one that
he's not in the stock market thing. He was in the stock market.
I don't know. He might be.
The last time we picked that, all 3 was.
Yeah, I think he pursued that, man. Like, and I think that just helped him, kind of get into other. I mean, he could just be branching out to just have another stream of income. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, from the looks of it, I see videos all the time on Instagram of him and his boy playing catch and playing hitting, going over hitting instruction on baseball. So
yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, but yeah, though, like, so freshman year, was dope. I mean, not freshman year, senior year was dope.
Had a blast, bro. I remember that shit like yesterday, man.
Yeah. What's your besides the dice games? What else can you tell? What else can you tell to our listeners, our audience about me that I may not necessarily recall it the way I need to recall it? And no shame in my game.
Then let's get back to that. Let me think about it, though, man. Let me think about it.
Okay, so anyway, yeah, me and Carlos. By the way, me and Carlos it's not like I had my own separate room at your house. We had beds that were separated like less than 4 feet apart, and we shared a big ass closet. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
we got into fights over little shit like that.
We got into fights, though. We got into fight. There was a point I remember. Bryan, I think was it Bryan? No, Mandy. Mandy was there. Mandy and Jit. We went to fight because you put on a shirt, one of my shirts, and I said, "Hey, take that shit off." And you.
I remember another fight, but I had to tell me about this one.
It was so, and then we were just got in each other, and it was a joke, dog. But it just one thing led to the next thing, and then next thing you know, we outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, man, fuck you all. Take that shirt off. I'm gonna take that shit off you. We got.
You know what I remember a fight that started it? I remember we had just come from the beach, and we had all our shirts wet, shorts wet, and all that shit. And then you threw. I think I threw all my wet clothes in a little hamper thing, in a yellow hamper, and you were like, yo, don't throw it there, that's mine. And when I heard that's mine in my room, in my house, I fucking lost it, bro. And I'm like, nigga, none of this shit is yours. What the fuck are you talking about? And we're gonna scrap, bro. We're about to scrap, man. Over that shit.
Yeah, we had some wild time, and then, we had the one. I remember the
park I almost fought Mandy, bro. Because he was bad mouthing another homeboy of ours. Remember Mandy, bro?
Oh yeah. I wasn't with y'all on that time, but you told me about it.
Of course you were, man. Of course
no,
you were.
I don't
bro,
know.
We were drinking quarts. That was right before you were leaving, bro.
Oh, okay.
But that was around the time we were about to leave to Army and shit.
And then remember we used to go. We used to go pick up. We used to take the green monster, Mandy's Explorer, and then go just vandalize
bro,
shit.
Do you remember Roger's van though? The bear.
Yeah.
You remember that shit, bro? and then Jit had the brown box, the Impala.
Yeah, dog. He had.
Right around that shit. And your little red car too. Remember that little red car? You got to stranded a couple of times and shit.
Oh my god, dog! You remember what? Remember the mission was? Remember when we went to that dealer, the auto dealer, in Opalaca, dog?
And they tried to rob us, right?
They tried to rob us, dog.
Damn, I forgot about that.
They pulled a gun on us, dog. The owner.
Man, for what? We weren't even looking for trouble now, right?
Because I was like, yo, because the card that I was supposed to get put a down payment on, it never came through. So I went back to get my money, dog.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I mean he gave it. I mean, at that time we were young punks, though. So he probably tried to take advantage of us, but he gave the money back though. But it was, again though, he had a gun pulled on us. Remember he's like, and we called the cops and shit.
Bro, I'm just remembering that shit right now. I forgot about that shit, bro. Seriously.
Yeah, dog. I mean, we have memories though. Remember when we go to the beach and kick. Remember we went to Mandy's brothers.
We used to live in the beach.
Yeah, we remember when we used to go to Mandy's brother. Was it homecoming or prom night? And we all took the bus ride back home from South Beach.
We always used to take the bus to the beach, bro. Any given day, it'll be a school day. We'll go to the beach with a towel on the shoulder and shit.
Yeah, but the thing is,
two buses.
Yeah, like and yeah, it was a mission, dog. It was like all that shit, dog. And then
I remember one time it was a Friday. There was a football game in Tropical Park, and I basically stole my uncle's car. We took it out there, and it was pouring rain. We got soaking wet, and then the car wouldn't start. And then on the way back, the car wouldn't start. We had to fucking get a jumper or something. I don't remember. Yeah. But I remember we got soaked, bro. Soaked.
Yeah, dog. It was
for a football game.
Yeah, and then we just got memories on memories. So thanks for joining us too. Now we have on the show, we have my brother Bryan Ortega.
Little bro.
What's up, Bryan?
The missing link between me and Frank.
Shit, man. I just woke up.
You got your camera on?
It's WDE, the worst day ever.
Why, bro?
Shit. You niggas call wanting to do this podcast. I got like 4% battery. And with my phone, I can't plug the headphones in unless I'm using my charging dock. So,
but you could do Bluetooth.
It's straight though.
You could do Bluetooth headphones.
I ain't got Bluetooth, nigga. I ain't got the AirPods like you, nigga.
But you don't got no other headphones?
Nah, man. And yeah, dog. It's just horrible, dog. It's horrible, though.
We'll make it work, though. We'll make it work. But again, thanks for coming on, though.
Yeah, my camera don't even work, so it's all good.
Yeah, but like Bryan, so real quick, man. I mean, you didn't really miss much. We're just talking about me and Carlos just catching up on talking to the people, to the audience, just letting them know that we were boys, and then we lost touch.
Let me ask Brian something. Brian, you remember when I started coming around your crib, bro?
Which one? Sweetwater.
Yeah, Sweetwater, man. When you were in elementary and shit.
Yeah,
I got some stories. I remember I got memories of you, man. When you were a little child, bro.
cause I remember I had a basketball court
Yeah, you did.
in the back with my little swimming pool. And one day you guys were like in a big huddle, though, and I had to go in. I remember Frank told me I couldn't go out, but we had a balcony, and I could still see everything that was going on. So I was curious. I was like, "Yo, what's going on? Why am I being affected? Like, what, my playtime?" and I seen you guys were smoking. I thought it was just cigarettes that day, but later on, I really found out what it was, and that shit was kind of cool, man. And it's a lot of nice things in there. You guys, were hanging out as friends, but also protecting like an innocent minor, because I didn't know what was going on. So I kind of respected that you guys.
What about that boy band that me and Frank started? Remember that boy band?
I knew he was gonna bring that shit up.
Yeah, that's when
or dance rehearsals. Remember that shit?
That's when Frank had always had that little Tigger with him and shit.
Oh no, I wasn't. It was
Goofy.
Goofy, man.
It was both.
Both.
Nigga, like both.
Like both, though.
I remember. You see, I remember when the first day I seen Brian, bro. I go into a room. There's a little kid sleeping. I'm like, "Yo, what up, man? You Frank's little brother?" And then I noticed the bed is wet, bro. I'm like, "What's up, nigga? You little too grown to be peeing, bro." And you were shy and shit about that shit. I'm trying to quit.
That was my first.
I used to help you with the homework too, bro.
That was the first challenge I had to overcome, though, as a human being.
The first challenge.
For real. That nigga Frank showed me a lot of love. That nigga could have beat my ass a lot of times, dog. He was a victim of my being in the bed and shit.
That shit was straight, bro. That shit was straight. I remember that shit.
Yeah. But
yeah, so I got in a fight, though, with somebody that lived in the corner right there. We went at it. Yeah. But I remember it wasn't fair, though. I was hitting him with con una rama, though, with the palm tree, though.
A switch.
Yeah, dog. I think we were playing basketball. It always happens, though.
But anyway.
Yeah. And I got the cops called on me over there at that house, though.
Carlos.
What up?
This should bring back memories?
What up? Yeah, man. It was how many of us was it? It was just a four-man shit, right?
Yeah, we all decided.
It was the least niggas, because Christian was in that shit.
Because it was me, you, Lewis, and Chris. Coconut.
That's it. It was just.
It
was just fucking around. It wasn't no real shit. It was just fucking around.
Yeah, I thought we memorized we choreographed the entire dance for no reason though.
Cause we went through mad styles, bro. We tried that preppy shit, the chocolate and the tight shit.
I remember you got me into Saucony's though.
What was up?
You got me into wearing Saucony's.
Yeah, I always had shit people didn't have, bro. I always try to be like that.
Remember the shoe gallery? We used to go to the shoe gallery a lot too.
Yeah.
To get ideas.
Yeah, I used to see rappers out there, man. I see Fat Joe and shit.
But anyway,
that's just still there. It's way nicer now.
But anyway, so like I was telling him, like Brian, it just basically kind of. So the point of this episode, it's just basically kind of, it's like my own standalone episode, that just talks about me, kind of give a little bit of background of me, and I always thought like, who's gonna know me better than my oldest friend that I slept and shared a lot of memories with, though. You know what I'm saying? Slept right next to him, even when we fought, dog, like when we went fist to cuff, dog, like we would still go back and sleep in the same room, dog, like less than 4 feet away from each other. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
would say you're not real friends until you scrap with your homies, man.
Yeah, and
If you can
so
make, if you could overcome that shit, it is nothing, man. Nothing's nothing.
yeah, and then basically it's gonna lead into, like where I, after I left and then what happened when I joined the military, this and that, and then just kind of bring it all back to
That
back
shit
to
fucked
how
me up,
to
man. Low
today.
key, that shit fucked me up. When you had to leave,
Yeah,
I was like, fuck, cause for real, I was thinking like, yo, that shit is dangerous, man. That shit is no joke out there, man.
right. So let's just keep it going. So we're in senior year. You know, I got me a little girl now. Remember Caddy? got
Yeah, I
me a,
remember that girl, man. She used
I,
to work in the supermarket.
right. And then but anyhow, but then we let's just go back, like fast forward into this whole time, though. Me and you have been going to night school. I had to go to Miami High for night school for a couple classes. Um, then we get to that point that we're coming to the end of the year. Like you do that review to see if what credits you need to graduate. Are you on thing? And I unfortunately, even though I was playing catch up and going to night school for the last 3 years too, I was still at the end of the year I would be 0.5 credits short of graduating, so I would have to come to the summer school. But we went to. Do you remember when we went to ¿Cómo se llama? Like our home, our not homecoming, but our prom. Remember
Or
when we
what?
went to our prom and we went to on the Cadillac, rented a
Yeah, and I
Cadillac.
was driving super slow, super scared to push that shit, and the whole point was to floss in that thing.
And then the fucking OnStar. I don't know how OnStar. They came up and they were like, "Hello, can we help you?" And we're like,
Yeah,
"Oh
bro.
shit, nigga, they're watching us now. They're listening to us."
It
So,
was totally not worth it because not a soul saw us pull up, bro. That shit was so fucking overrated, bro. Nobody saw us pull in, bro.
and then we made it a point to rent the hotels all side by side to have like the
With
party.
my mom's card, man. She had no idea I did that when she found out, bro. Oh
Hmm?
man, she flipped out, bro. Seriously,
What was that?
we rented that shit with my mom's card, man, and she didn't even know. I just took that shit.
Oh, yeah, but we paid her back though. It
But the whole
just
thing is risky. She was like,
yeah, it
"Oh,
was
it's
risky.
risky."
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't. Oh man.
That
Yo,
was
that was what?
you remember that, bro?
Nah, I
You
don't
remember that?
remember
You
that.
were in
Dog.
it, bro. I was telling you the whole time, like, "Yo, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take my mom's card. We're gonna do this."
Duh. But anyhow, so we get to the end of the year, we get to summer school or whatever, whatnot, and now I think in the summer, because in the summer is when we actually kicked them more with Jit. We kicked them more with him like throughout our senior year, but remember he failed the year or whatever. I don't know what it was, but we all
Yeah.
kicked it more after that. But yeah, summer was ending, and we had to figure out what we were gonna do next. You know what I'm saying? The majority of our friends, they were that they were gonna go to Miami Dade or whatever, because we were one of the last few people to graduate, so we didn't really have a big, we didn't have. I don't know how you feel about that. Like I never really had a plan. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to go to college, dog, because being a resident, I don't know if I was because I had just turned a resident like that senior year, and I don't remember.
Man, you were slacking then.
And I don't remember if it takes a while for even bro. It took 5 years to become a resident though.
And when the fuck did you touch down then, bro?
I touched down when I was 5, bro.
So did I, man. How the fuck did it take you that long?
It just took that long, dog. Because I
I
mean, it
keep
wasn't for
remembering.
lack of effort, but my mom, that shit cost money too. So it was like, she kept,
I probably got some facts twisted.
no, she got some. She got, and then okay. So the way I became a resident was there was we didn't know. My mom doesn't really inquire too much, but she ended up finding out that there was asylum granted to us. under Nakara, and we didn't know that until like I was 14 or 15, though. And so when she submitted my paperwork, she went through that, and that took like 3 years to get done. So, but even then, like when I'm a resident, I didn't know if I was gonna be able to get financial aid, because I mean, yeah, I was working, but I didn't know if I was gonna be able to go to school. I wasn't gonna be able to pay for that. I don't know if I know I didn't want to go to Mississippi. Um, there was a fear of leaving Miami, if you could believe that. There was because that's all I knew, though. And I wanted to stay there, but I didn't know if I was gonna be able to make it work there. You know what I'm saying? And me. Remember, I used to be in JROTC, and so I was like, okay, well, the army ain't gonna be too bad, and like I said, it's gonna probably help me. I could join. It's probably gonna help me get my citizenship quicker. I'll give back to the country. I'll serve, and then it buys me a little bit of time so that I could decide what it is that I want to do with my life. Because I didn't know. Because you were talking about going to Full Sail and all that stuff, but none of that stuff. Like I really didn't know what I wanted to do or what I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to just waste time. Though. Like I felt like I didn't. I felt like I didn't have the opportunity to sit back. So I joined, and it was one of those things that I joined, but I was preparing myself to join. Like I'm gonna do this shit. I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna be one of them fools that goes to basic training and fails out and shit like that. Like I'm gonna do this for real, for real. I'm gonna do the 4 years and that's it. I'm gonna get what I can out of it, and that's it. And I know that I broke that news to you all, and I think at that time, like I was the one out of our core friends that was like legit gonna go away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. That shit fucked everybody up, bro. You split everybody up, man. It was you, man.
Yeah. Um,
It's you, bro. You're
yeah.
the reason, man.
But I mean, I laugh, but you're right though. I mean, it's one of those things that like when I left, like it affected everybody. I didn't realize then.
You were the glue, bro. Looking back, you were the glue of the whole shit, man.
Like look, yeah, thanks. Looking back it's it's crazy how
Cause I don't
decisions
see these niggas. I don't see them.
like
It, it,
it's crazy how decisions that you make, you don't think that they impact beyond you, but they do. And that was my not my flaw, but I would say that was the thing that I didn't see back then. I didn't see how my decision affected my of coming back to Miami after my mom moved to Mississippi. I didn't see how that affected her. I didn't see that how it would affect my two little brothers. I didn't see how it would affect me going into the military. How it would affect not only my family but also you guys. You know what I'm saying? To me, I felt like I'm gonna be the same on me. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna be back. You know what I mean? And but I know now. Looking back, I know now that people were affected by it. Whether it be my brothers, whether it be my mother, whether it be
how
you
Brian
guys.
take it, man? How Brian take it?
How did you take it, Brian? Is he there?
Yo,
Yeah.
I was too young to even care, man. To be honest, I
But
remember. I
I mean,
remember.
you had Michael, so he was like your older brother still.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the like daily activities. Most of my time was spent with Mike, so yeah. But anyways, I was still kind of young, and I remember when we were moving, that I was just looking at it like an adventure. I was like, yes, like it was something exciting for me because that's something we'd never done before. It's something that I've only seen like on a cartoon show or probably that I read in a book. I was looking at that like an like a whole journey.
It's easier for little kids, right? Like when they gotta pack stuff and move, it's easier, right? Because
Yeah.
their friends that they made, they're not their homies for life, man.
Right. But anyway, yeah, man. So So just getting back to it, I mean, I know it always affected everybody, but I never really, and that was my selfish. That was selfish on my part because
Not really, bro. You had to do what you gotta do, bro. I remember you saying, I'm not gonna stay around here not doing shit, man. So you gotta pay your dues sometimes, bro. That's what you did, man.
yeah, and yeah, I mean, I joined the service. It took me, brought me to Kansas, um, and I think Bryan and my brothers asked me, and I think other people asked me this, like, do I regret? And I think, and she asked me this too. Do I regret? Not regret, but if you had to do it all over again, would you do it? And and I think, that's a good question to ask. And I would always say this is it would be I if I had to do it again, it's easy for me to say yes because I know the end result. Does that make any sense?
Right, right.
Like
Of
I know
course,
how
man.
it ended. I know how that option ended, that choice. But if I had to do it again and like if I didn't have to do it again, like I don't know. I don't think that's this thing I think I've
You
been
had
for
to, bro. You had to. You had to make a move, bro. You had to make that decision, bro.
yeah. And
Cause you were like, I remember, man. Like, yo, you were like, I can't stay here with you niggas like another 5 years, man. I gotta do it myself, man.
yeah.
I remember you, bro.
And and the thing about it is like I mean I will even then I will still do it again. Even risking it because to be honest like it has I know a lot of people go. There's different reasons why people join the service or go away for college or whatever. But at least for me, like it helped me. It introduced me to. It's kind of one of those things that it forced me to to a leave Miami, and then b it forced me to be to see other parts of the country and parts of the world. It forced me, so it's easier to at least for me, it's easier to deal with something when I have limited choice or no little to no choice versus like you don't have to go but it's there if you want to. I don't know how you guys are. I don't know how you guys and for me if I know I have to get up to go work tomorrow because it's gonna put food on my table for my kid and my wife like that's an easy like that's motivating enough for me to do it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But if you
Awesome,
told
bro.
me like, yo, I could just take the day off, whatever, take leave, this and that, I'm like, oh, let me think about that shit. You know what I'm saying? So for me, a lot of it joining the service was more of like, it's like once you join it, it's just serious. You really have no choice what to do. It's kind of like being ordered to do something, then you just follow the orders. It's just you could bitch and complain and gripe about it, but ultimately it's gonna get done. So you either got to go in there, take it with a salt of grain, and just take it and make the best out of it. Fortunately, I was able to, I met a lot of different people, experienced a lot of different things. All the while, I still try to stay connected with my brothers, to you guys, to your family. I could have done better. I mean, that's always the thing. Or you could do better. There was a lot of promises that I made that I didn't follow through with it. One of them was I remember talking to Bryan that I told him like, yo, when I go get out of the service, I'm gonna use that opportunity and come back and buy a house and move us all in together, the whole family. That way, we don't have to worry about we'll have our own house because we never had that. So, like, I failed at that because as soon as I got back to Miami, like, I knew when I returned back from active duty and I went back to Miami, like, I was going to Miami Dade and all that shit, but I didn't
So
want.
how did it play out again? You came out of the army. You came back down here.
Yeah, like, so I did my 4 years.
It
I did my four
right.
years of active duty. I came back down, and I was gonna live with my sister because that was the whole goal was, do my
You were living
full,
with your sister at the time, right?
yeah,
In
do
the
the full,
island and in Sweetwater and Fontainebleau and shit.
yeah. So did that, and then so I moved back down with her, help her out too, with the rent and everything, and that way I could just go to school, work, and then just kind of try to make something of myself. But then I started realizing that going to Miami Dade at nighttime was not it for me. Well, I could have kept it going, but being down in Miami, it wasn't for me anymore. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, it's not that I didn't want to. It's not that it wasn't fun being down there and other than that. It just I knew that I had experienced other things elsewhere, and I
Right.
wanted to keep on experiencing that. You know,
Right.
and for me, for some reason, I just felt like my opportunities were limited down there, and so then the opportunity came up to deploy with the reserve unit down there that I was with. And I was like, okay, well, I don't have any debt. I don't have anything. So if I deploy now, I could come back, use that money. And I was still with my girl, Jamie. So I was like, if we're still together, I can move to wherever she needed to go. Or I could go ahead and move back to Mississippi and try to make it work now. Because again, my maturity level it had progressed. You know what I'm saying? So now I knew that living in Fort Riley, Kansas, for 4 years, like I was like, yo, living in a small town is nothing anymore. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I think I kind of prefer it. I don't need to be in a big city anymore. You know what I mean? So I deployed again. Saved up a little bit of money. Then came back. And I knew that I wasn't gonna stay in Miami though. Like I knew I needed to go somewhere, and my girl got accepted to college here in Washburn University, and she was looking at Belhaven College down in Millsaps down in Jackson, Mississippi, but those were two private schools, and one of them was they weren't even considering scholarships at that time, so it just didn't make any sense because it was gonna cost a lot more money. Plus, she had to like live in the dormitories, and not like I wouldn't be able to live with her. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and Washburn came up, and they were like, they would take all her credits that she was doing in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like with the AP stuff and all that. So it would have. So anyway, it just made sense, and I was like, all right, well. I'll go to Topeka. It's something new because I never really hung out in Topeka when I was here in Kansas or whatnot. So it was something new for me too, something more familiar. I was with her, and then opportunities just came, and we work it. I started working for the VA hospital as a work study, and she was working as a tech at the hospital. Now she's a nurse practitioner, and now I'm a contracting officer for the VA here. And we made our living here. We made our life here. Now, there's always been that question of, should I go back? Do I want to go back and move closer to my mom? Or I definitely don't want to go back to Florida. I don't know if I want to go back to, I don't want to, I would move to Mississippi, but I know that my wife's family's here, so... And we're already here. We have careers here, so it'll be a more difficult move if that makes any sense.
To Mississippi?
Yeah, well, just to move in general, just to move
To Florida,
well,
your son would benefit,
nah, I don't want to go.
especially if he plays football.
Well, yeah, true. I mean, there's always those things. We even considered
you gonna put him in football?
Well, yeah, I think maybe, possibly. I'm gonna have to talk to him.
Put this one in football. The next one, put him in baseball. Yadier?
Yeah.
Yadier Mejia, son. Come on, son.
Yeah.
That's a left-handed pitcher right there, bro.
Yeah. So Logan's we do want him to play baseball. We want him to play baseball and all that stuff.
Get him a little tee right, man. A little tee.
We got it already. We got all that stuff already, bro. Here I even got a gym If you can see the door behind me, there's a gym there, free
He's
weights
he's
and
not a little
machine weights.
crybaby. He's not a little crybaby little kid.
He throws little fits here and there.
You don't rough him up and shit.
Nah, bro.
Tampoco, you know what I mean, though, man. Come on.
Right. Nah, like, do I toughen him up? Yeah, like I try to, but at the same time, it's trying to find that good
He's still
balance.
young, right? He's still young to understand all that shit.
Yeah.
They,
So like, there's
they got a whole podcast on that.
Okay.
No,
You just go back and listen to it. They go in for like an hour, though.
You talked about this?
Yeah, we talk about this all the time, like most of the time. So,
Okay, my bad.
but yeah, like no, like but with him, I try not to discipline him. So like, we do discipline him, but we don't. I do believe in spanking and hitting and all that shit, but
one thing, don't ever hit him in the mouth or in the face, man.
Nah.
Never slap him. That's fucked up, bro. That's hincho shit, nigga. That's not spinitas, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, part of it is like I know that. See, and here's the thing, like I know my mom, she whooped up on us and this and that, because that's how it worked for her. It worked for her, and I don't fault her for that. But I know, and I think one day I did talk
all of y'all got whooped?
Oh yeah.
Bryan, you got whooped by your moms? Bryan?
Yeah. But I used to run away, though.
I remember my mom wouldn't spank us much or at all. It was my grandmother used to do it, man. She would leave it up to my grandma. My grandma used to give me some ass whooping.
Yeah, dog. My mom used to burn my hands out. I don't know why. I used to
burn your hands.
She burned my hands out one time, dog.
How, bro? How?
Because I used to like to play with fucking fire, bro. I used to like the little matches. It wasn't like I lit stuff from fire. It just, like the little box set of matches, the little small one.
Match.
I used to just get them and just kind of like just light them up. I don't know what it was, and then just throw them, pretend like they're like little fireworks and shit. And then one time my mom told me like, "Hey, stop playing with that, or I'm gonna burn your hands." And I tested the water, and next thing you know, she put my hands on the stovetop real quick, and she's like, "Yeah, that's what would happen if you burn this place down."
Yeah.
So, but now, I don't fault my mom for what she did, but it's one of those things like living in a coming from a 1-parent home, it's different. I know the difference. I don't feel like
that was another reason we started kicking it too. I remember we used to talk that you never met your pops, and I was like, damn, bro, I could sort of relate. I never met my pops.
No, I met my pops. I know but he just didn't. He left us though. He put us on a plane. Mind you, okay. So my mom came here first, right? She crossed the Rio Grande, came illegally and all that stuff. When she got here, I don't know how she ended up in Miami, but she got to Miami. She was in the streets for a long time.
She came through where? Texas?
Yeah. And then she came, when she got here, somebody helped her out, she was able to work in like factory jobs or whatever, odd jobs or whatever, kind of got her feet underneath her. And then she sent for me and my sister. And my dad, the plan was for him to come too, but he never did. He put me and my sister on a plane to go to Guatemala, and then from there to link up with some coyotes.
Right.
And they were the ones that were going to be in charge of getting us across. But the thing was that they failed like 3 times. And once they fail, like that's it. They can only take it for as long as the money keeps coming. You know what I mean? And so for the longest time, dog, we were sitting stranded in Mexico, dog. Like no one knew where the fuck we was at.
Bro,
no one knew where we was at. And
that's
somehow
they could have done some foul shit to your sister.
I talked to my mom about this, and to this day, dog, I think for 6 months, dog, she did not know of where her kids were, and she didn't even know that my dad stayed back and put us on the plane. You feel me?
She
So
thought he was with you all the time?
right, it was just me and my sister, bro. Just me and my sister. And luckily the other people that were trying to come over here, you know, they saw that my sister was like 10 years old or 11 years old or whatever she was, and she was like, "Oh, you got like a little 4-year-old with you," like, they helped out, as much as they could. They kept us, they protected us as best as they could.
Bueno, man, good to know there's good. There really is good people out there, bro.
Yeah,
Because
bro. And then,
a lot of shit don't even make it back, bro. They get lost.
bro, I talked to my mom, bro. My mom for 6 months she didn't know where we was at, though. And then by chance, we ran into an aunt that was trying to get through, but she actually ended up staying in Mexico, I think it was. And so we were staying at an abandoned house with a group, and the new coyotes that she had hired came searching for us because they got word from my aunt. So my aunt got word back to my mom that where we were at, and she was pissed that my mom was like, "Oh, where's their dad? What's going on? They're by themselves." Anyway, so she hires another coyote, came down, we linked up with them, and they helped us cross, though. And then my mom came and picked us up at the Red Cross in Brownsville, Texas, though.
That's exactly where I came into, Brownsville, Texas.
Yeah. And I remember that I was carried. Because I was still little, though. I was like 3 or 4 years old, though. I was carried through the Rio Grande, and my sister
What?
was.
Are you kidding me? I remember that shit to this day, bro. I remember my uncle putting me on his shoulders and crossing the river.
Yeah.
Bro. I remember that shit clearly.
Yeah,
That's why I'll never forget that shit.
I remember it. Yeah, like I mean, I didn't. I mean, I was crossed. I didn't cross. I was crossed.
Basically.
Yeah, and then I remember going up some mountains, like mountain ranges, though.
I remember sleeping in like a jungle type of environment.
Yeah,
Nothing but trees
and in the desert,
green
there was like a
leaves and
desert
shit.
area that we stayed, and bro, a lot of things could have happened, though.
Bro, that shit is dangerous. Looking back, that shit is, bro.
Yeah,
That shit is so risky to send two little kids.
2 little kids, bro. Like that's like me sending Logan right now, though. With
How old is he? 3?
3. So yeah. So that's like sending Logan with like a 10-year-old. So basically,
that's
like
so
a 10,
crazy,
11,
bro.
12. So that's like
shit that parents do for kids, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah, and that's why I said, like, I mean, for me, like when I turned 35, that was why I was reflecting, man. It's like, it could have, like, things bounced our way. You know what I'm saying? Fortunate. But then now, it's like at any time, though, it could have just gone south or could have gone bad, though. For real.
Definitely.
And then, but like how you said, though, like there's good people in this world that looked out for us.
There's a few left, bro. There's a few left, man.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's, I can't say that right now, though. Like, and again, though, like my mom, I know it's not an easy decision for her, but glad that everything worked out for her. You know what I'm saying? And like you and your pops, though, like your family, though. That's why I don't take it for granted, man. Because people like you all allow me to continue my journey to where I'm at now. You feel me? Because I don't know where I would have been, if I stayed in Mississippi. I mean, for all I know, I probably would have still been successful. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, and I don't feel comfortable saying that I still would be successful. I don't feel confident in saying that. And I look at my brothers, man, and I'm like, I'm glad that it worked out for them. That they but at the same time, it's like, I could have put a little bit of effort too in trying. But we're here now and shit. So now I got a little one, and I'm a parent now, and the way I was brought up, while I hold no grudges, and I think and I understand why it was done certain ways. I understand that I have a choice now on how I want to raise my kids, my children, and how I want to influence them. Because the same mistakes that I made with my brothers.
I know your stance. Pero what's your household based upon, man? Religion wise?
Well, for one, we don't believe in God.
Nobody?
The, we
What are you
don't.
gonna tell us?
I don't believe in God, and my wife doesn't believe in religion or God
Okay.
either. And
Pero how you gonna explain things to Shorty, to little kid?
well, he goes to a Lutheran daycare center now.
Who
So
made that decision?
we
Or
both
just
did.
that just said everybody got to do it?
No, we both did that because we were looking to change. We had our career change, and we needed to move from the daycares because I was gonna commute to my current job, and
Mm-hmm.
it was gonna be a little bit longer commute. So I needed to drop him off a little bit earlier while my girl finished her nurse practitioner and changed jobs. So he used to be in an in-house daycare, but when I had to commute to work, excuse me, I had to I had to look for a place that opened at 6:30 in the
Right.
morning. So that's really the only reason why he went there. And it was one of the newer daycares, so they were still trying to attract business. So
Yeah.
so it was the cheapest one. You know what I mean? So but yeah, but we we told him like, listen, like we told the director like I don't believe in we're not religious. She's like, it's like, will you guys still accept us? Because some daycare centers that are religious based, if you're not part of the congregation,
They won't let you
they
in.
won't let you in, or you would have to pay like a higher fee. You know what I mean? Like the Catholics do. Like we just had a call the other week from one of the Catholic daycare centers that we
Yeah.
had talked to before he was born,
Right.
and they said, "Oh yeah, there's an opening now." I was like, "Yeah, but he's almost 4. Like we don't need it now. The hell."
Damn,
So
they call it latest for.
yeah, but she told us off the bat, like she said, like if you're part of our church, it's kind of like it puts you up ahead. If you're part of the church, if you're part of the congregation, and if you donate your time and obviously donate money too, that puts you at the higher of the list. To our non-parishioners and non-churchgoers and all that stuff, then they go to the bottom of the list. So we're like, F that, we're not gonna deal with that. So, but he goes to a Lutheran daycare, and the director was like, just know that 30 minutes a day they're gonna have Bible time. I was like, okay, I could deal with that. I mean, that's fine.
So you
I
don't
mean,
mind on that?
hmm
Mind what they teach them?
yeah, I mean, it's just the basic stuff. We have a kids Bible up here. It's just kind of like he knows they pray before eating, and they
That's dope. That's dope.
he does the little praying hands. He does Jesus loves me, yes he does. Jesus died on the cross for what to wash away our sins. So me and my wife look.
Damn, bro, not even seeing your child with that can get you on that.
No,
Damn, son,
like I mean, but here's the thing
you
though.
gotta be more open minded, bro.
But here's the thing though. Like I just because the way I feel doesn't I don't feel like I'm right. You know what I mean? And I'm like the end all be all. I'm like, look, I respect everybody's beliefs. Like I don't believe in brujeria. I don't believe in black magic. But just because I don't believe it doesn't mean I don't respect it. Or
Mm-hmm.
just because I don't believe it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I don't believe it. So, but I still have to respect that. I feel like a person. I have to respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's where I've fallen. Like, you could be. We're friends with religious people. We kick it and all that stuff. But we don't go to church on Sundays. We don't abide by certain rules. It's
But you
just
know none of that shit, none of that church shit matters.
right. And like I said, I mean, I still respect it. Just I just don't. I'm not out there being like, oh, I'm atheist and kiss my ass and screw God, this and that. Nah, I'm like, if somebody asks me, I'll listen and I'll be respectful. Be like, hey, if they ask me like how you did, where do I stand? I was like, I don't believe in that stuff. I mean, and
That's
then
pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting going forward to see how that develops.
and like I told my like my wife, we talk about this all the time. Like, look, if my son wants to continue church, like I'll go with him. I'll take him. You know what I'm saying? If that's something that he wants to do,
Don't completely close it out either, bro.
right? But I'm like, for me, it's just like I would just take him. Just like if he wanted to do sports, or he wanted to go to the ballet or be a dancer and this and that, like I'm still gonna support my son, my children. You know what I'm saying? Just because I may feel a certain way doesn't mean like I'm gonna push that on them. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you thought all the way through.
What do you mean? Like I'm gonna support my kid
No,
regardless
no, no.
of
Of course you're gonna support them, but where you stand, I'm not sure if you really sought that shit out or ironed everything out or came to a final conclusion of whatever you believe in.
of me believing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe in God.
What?
I mean, I
I know it's nothing new with you. You've been on that tip,
yeah, like
and I was on that tip myself.
yeah. I mean, and to each, I think like my sister, she's a believer now. She's she practices it.
Right.
But I don't shit on her. I don't throw shade at her or anything like
Of course
that.
not. Of course not.
But I'm just like, we talk about it, and I think it's good. And don't get me wrong. I think here's what I would say. I think, and I've seen it happen too. I believe in the power of faith. If that
Of
makes any
faith.
sense, yeah, I believe in the power of faith.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean I don't believe in God or I believe in God. No. I believe in the fact that people need just like how some people need to look something forward to do,
Right.
need to have something forward to doing, keeps them sane and keeps them going, allows them to wake up. The moment that you decide that you have nothing to live for, then it's a difficult journey though. And I believe that religion, whatever it is, that the faith that individual has on that particular religion or that faith, it's helping them become the better version of them.
Right.
Because I don't think people well, I like to believe that people choose a religion to be the better versions of themselves.
Yeah, it's supposed to be that way.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're supposed to
so
seek
so
that out. Yeah.
so for me, I don't throw shade at people that are religious, because I know that a lot of it is generational, so it's handed down.
Very true. Very true.
I'm
Very
doing
true.
it because my mom was Catholic, so I'm gonna be Catholic and isn't that or whatever. But a
Exactly.
lot of it is also like you have those late bloomers that for some reason or whatnot, they're ready to receive the word of faith or religion, and this time they're ready, and it makes them makes them at least feel better about themselves. So the power of faith, I think, is good. It's key, because if you remove all faith in anything, oh, it'll be chaotic. You know what I'm saying? I
Uh,
think there's a lot of people in this world, in this earth, that need to have faith. In other words, the need to have that premise of faith. If you remove
right.
the premise of faith, then for them it's like, what am I doing this for? Because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you come out and tell everybody like, yo, we already here in heaven, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people are gonna be like, what do you mean this is it? whatever you sacrifice, and these are good intentioned people, well mannered people that will say, "Hey, well, why are we here now? Well, what are we doing all this sacrifice for if this is it? Like, what do you mean there's no afterlife? What do you mean there's no heaven? You know?" So
Yeah.
you take that, and you. I mean, if you look at religion, Catholicism, Christianity, Judaism, Islam,
None of that shit's
Buddhist,
original.
all of that is you're selling them on faith. That
Yeah.
this is, and that's good to a certain extent, but I do believe in that power of having faith, whether it be a God, religion, something else, or just having faith that things are going to turn out all right. That I do believe in that power. So
Right.
I'm not completely, and I hope that this is making sense. You know what I mean? Because I'm
It
rambling
is. It
on.
is. It is.
But yeah, but just like how you asked me, like I would, if somebody was really asking me, I would just say that, and there's nothing more to it. Like I know some people have like an in-depth analysis and detail, and I'm like, oh, I don't believe in Jesus because that, I don't believe in God because that, I don't believe in the Bible. Nah, like for me, it's just you like what you like, and you don't like what you don't like. Like how am I gonna force you? Like if you don't like chocolate, and I'm gonna be like, hey, dog, come and try this chocolate. It's so good, but you're like, nah, I don't. Let's keep it funky. I don't mess with that.
Yeah.
I like peanuts though. Give me some peanuts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like mayonnaise. I don't care what anybody says. I will never like mayonnaise. But if you put
You like
mayonnaise,
mayonnaise,
no,
bro.
I don't. But if you put mayonnaise on a
Bro,
sandwich and I don't
on
see it,
pickles. I mean, not on pickles. On pickles.
no,
Not on pickles. On what is it?
sandwiches,
No, man.
Whoppers,
Broccoli. On broccoli, man.
mayonnaise on broccoli. Ew,
Yeah.
dog.
What else? Yeah, man. Why not? It goes together.
I
But
guess.
anyways, man.
But yeah, but I guess like right there, it's just one of those things, and I guess. Okay, so you asked me. I guess again, this is podcast 101. It's like you start off somewhere, but like okay, now you go somewhere else. So like, what
Yeah.
about you? What do you think? So I ask you. So like, where do you stand on that?
I was with you the majority of the time we used to kick it. I was with you, man. I was with like, yo, I'm not with that. I don't see it. I don't believe it.
So you don't believe in the
Pero
Illuminatis anymore?
what was that? Say it again.
So you don't believe in the Illuminati?
That shit is real, man. That shit is real. That shit's definitely real.
Okay.
But that's another thing. As far as faith, I was with you. I was like, yo, I don't believe in nothing, man. But over the years, I started to believe. Pero tampoco some religion shit. I haven't picked up a religion. That'll never be the case with me, bro.
Okay.
I'll never say I'm this, I'm this. Pero I just
You
there is a word though. There's a
you're
I
a
think
man of
it's
faith. You're just not a man of. You're a man of God. Isn't that what they call it? Men of God.
I don't even
Or
know what to call it, bro. To tell you the truth,
like
but
you're
I
a
know it's
believer,
something.
but you don't. But like okay, so you
I
don't
know I know
self-identify.
religion is bullshit because number one, religion is all borrowed. None of that shit is original, bro. All that shit was taken from the text of from the walls of Egypt. Every single one of them. But I do believe at the end. I do believe there's something, man.
Okay, so that's different. Man. So you believe that there's a higher power. There's a higher power.
Eh, in lesser words, bro. Yeah, man, pretty much.
Well, no, I mean I want you to explain. I mean I don't want to put words into your.
But yeah, pretty much, bro.
So okay, so like okay, so
Go ahead,
Jesus,
ask me anything.
Jesus Christ. I guess let's do that. So Jesus Christ, do you believe that in God, Jesus?
Damn. Let me see, bro. Let me see how I can put this.
Because if you're saying that they all came down from the walls of Egypt, so what you're saying
No,
is that
those
you
stories, the
right.
stories,
So you so what
like
you're
the
so what you're saying you're believing like the higher power, like the sun God and all that stuff,
I guess so, bro.
the divine infinity or divinity or whatever.
What I meant by that was that all the stories from the religion with the virgin giving birth to the one all that is none of that shit is original, man. All that shit is borrowed, man.
Right.
So I'm not necessarily sure if I believe on genius. I don't want to offend anybody either. You know what I mean?
No. You're not gonna offend anybody, and if they do, I mean, hopefully they understand that we're having a casual conversation.
I'm not sure if I believe that full thing because I've seen examples of those exact same stories used before Christianity was even popping.
Right.
Pero I don't know, man. To me there has to be something. Why does everything have eyes, ears, a mouth? Why does everything have that? Every creature has a fucking eyes, mouth, ears, nose.
So you believe in that? So you believe in? So you're saying that? So somebody created us.
There has to be.
So
Bro.
so there's like a higher being, higher power, whatever that may be.
Whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, it designed everything in its image. That's why everything has fucking ears, hands, fucking nose, shit like that, tongue, teeth, everything. Every creature is the same, basically, bro.
But those are just features. You know that, right?
Yeah. Physical features, yeah.
Right, and then, there are some animals, that have, different.
Maybe I'm mammals or something.
They're features that are used for adaptation purposes, or like, you have, like we don't have sharp canines or whatever.
Sharp what?
Like like teeth. We have the teeth, but
supposedly I heard our teeth are meant to chew leaves and shit like that.
Yeah,
vegetation.
Vegetation. They're not designed for meat. So, yeah, I mean, I believe those are just characteristics. I mean, you look at the appendix.
But the animals have emotions too, though.
Yeah, I believe so too, man. I heard somebody say that some species of animals, they don't only mate to reproduce. Some of them mate for pleasure, just like us.
I believe that.
So yeah, man, animals they do have emotions.
And I mean, let's not go too far. My dog, when we leave, and it's kind of like he knows when we're gonna not just leave for the day, but we're gonna leave for several days. And when we come back, when we pick him up wherever we left him at, you could tell that he has tears in his around his eye, and he gets so excited, and so they and you have examples of dogs in particular that where they're burying their owners, they go and lie next to them. So,
bro, it's crazy that you say that because I was on YouTube, and I happened to run into some African shit.
You run into the rabbit hole, dog, the YouTube hole.
Bro, YouTube is a shit. But listen.
You start with one thing and then you end up with another.
There was a fucking family of elephants and one of them died. And when an elephant dies, in the whole elephant community, they have a ritual, bro. They all come.
What's up? Carlos. Oh, you there?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. What's up?
What are you saying about the elephant ritual?
That elephants, bro, whenever an elephant dies in the family shit, they all have a ritual for it, bro. There's a process to an elephant dying, bro, believe it or not. Yeah. Within themselves. They know what to do, bro. Each one of them comes up to the dead body. They caress it, they kiss it, they cry over it. It's crazy, bro. Each one, they all come one by one. Boom, boom. It's my turn. Boom. Here he goes. And the other one comes. His turn. Here he goes.
That's pretty interesting, though. That's really really interesting.
Imagine other species, bro.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, I could relate to those elephants because, I guess I've been going through some emotions too. You know what I mean? Like this, it prompted me to get this podcast shit going. Like this one episode or whatever. So, just kind of to reel it back in, like, I mean, like I said, I mean, it is what it is. I still respect people. Everybody can make a case for themselves. Um, and I think just like anything else, like just like how me and you were talking about Florida State and the UM, like I can make an argument against Florida State how they played. You said like they played pretty well, this and that. I mean, it's just on the eye of the beholder, really. Um, I mean, I guess we'll ultimately find out. What it. I think individually, I think ultimately we'll all find out. I think I still hold on to the fact that it is scary to tell because like it's kind of one of those things that do you really want to know the truth? I know a lot of people say they want to know the truth, but being wanting to know the truth versus being able to handle the truth are two different
Yeah,
things.
I understand 100%.
That
Pero this is the business of results. I need to see results.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Okay, I won't even argue with that. And then, just kind of like just kind of keeping track. I mean, kind of keeping tabs on this is like, you know, just
Your image froze, though, man.
it's
At
good.
least yours. At least yours.
Yeah, I mean,
I could hear you, but your image just stay frozen.
if it did, then we could still record. Though we're still recording it.
No worries, no worries.
But
What up, Brian? Finally see you, man.
but yeah,
So
like
let me see that lineup. You taught yourself that lineup already?
Yeah.
Let me see the size, man.
Nah, chill
nah,
out. Go ahead, though.
Let me see my baby sideburns, man.
that hairline's no is no.
Anyways, yeah, another thing, man. The animals like birds and shit. They never starve, bro. They always eat, and they live to see another day. Though they don't worry like
They know,
humans.
man. When a storm is coming, they know. They're like, yo, let's bounce, man. Let's bounce. They know where the weather's at. They know where the food is at.
Yeah, that's cool. But
They don't
anyhow,
worry like humans. They have more stress. Do animals might have some stress disorders, but 9 times out of 10 is caused by humans.
true. But anyhow, so we could pick it up on another episode of that and just talk about theories and what you're seeing and what you believe and all that stuff. But let's go ahead and wrap this. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up, and then we could start another
You
one. We could start another one right after it. What?
Let's
Oh.
do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
So anyhow, so just to kind of give everybody a little background, what I'm saying, like hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. It's just kind of like we're kind of all over the place, fumbling around. I just wanted to get on and discuss a couple of things, put out some things, because I'm 35 now. I got a message that I want to send out to everybody else, but I guess I'll do that on another episode. Thank you, Bryan, for joining us in the last minute, and hopefully you can stick around for the next episode, and we'll chop it up. And Carlos, hey, thank you again for coming on for this episode.
Thank you
And
for having me on, bro.
yeah, bro, always a pleasure. Hopefully, this is the first of many,
Sure,
and
man.
then we'll have more stories, dog. Like we'll just talk about more stories, and we'll share.
Sure,
Like
bro.
you reminded me of.
You don't gotta be too serious.
Yeah, you reminded me of some stories, and I reminded you of some stories, and it's like,
Yeah, man.
what I mean? It's all reminiscing, though, and that's what this podcast really is for, bro. This podcast is really just to record for our children, for our family members to go back and review it, just a record, just to have a record of
That's dope as fuck.
because we're gonna, as we get older, we're gonna forget, just like you forgot some stories. I have forgotten some stories, just reminisce. So now we have a record of it, though. You know what I mean? So, but that's what it is, man. And ultimately, it all leads into mental health. Just whether how we discuss things, how we have stuff that is bottled in. This is a platform we can always talk about everything. You asked me a question about religion. That's something that really is curious to you, and I answered it. And we had
It still is. We gotta continue.
yeah, and we had a communicable discussion about it. You know what I'm saying? But anyhow, so we're gonna cut this episode a little bit short. Again, thank you all. Thank you, Carlos, for joining us, coming on. Bryan, thanks for coming on. I love you. You're my brother, dog. I see that food that you're eating, that fire food, that rice and beans food. But anyhow, hey, thanks for thank you all for listening. Hopefully, there were some questions about my past that were maybe a little bit clarified for you or muddied it up for you, whichever one you want. Again, thank you all for joining us for this episode. Thank you. Shout out to my boy, the KC Stork, and all the other past guests.
Shout out to the homie.
Yeah, shout out to the homie. We have no one in jail right now, so we can't free anybody right now, but free the homie.
Guys, man. Always free the guys, bro. Whoever they may be, man.
But anyway, so anyhow, so thank you all and enjoy the music.